Good evening, judge and jury. I would like to end my closing argument with starting first with Caden's speech about how in the Civil War they gave young kids, 14-year-old kids, guns and told them to go fight. Although this has changed, if you stop and think about it, Caden's disease that he's been dealing with has been like we gave him a gun and told him to go fight. He's been fighting his whole life. Things haven't changed like the Civil War for him. And have we ever stopped to think that maybe the reason kids act the way they do these days is because they aren't given the responsibilities? I mean, when kids were 14 back in the Civil War, they acted more like 18, 24-year-olds. They took care of the kids at home. They took care of the chores. They went hunting with their fathers. They were made to do these things. And I think it gave better choices because of that. Kids don't act the way these days like they used to. Maybe it's our own fault for not putting too much on them and asking too little of them. We have a kid willing to try a drug to help somebody else. So what if they don't get information from it? Hope is the best thing you can give somebody. A purpose. That's all Caden is asking for in this life, in this hand that he has been dealt. Yes, he's only 14, and I understand his parents care about him very much. But he is dealing with a terminal illness. There's nothing anybody can do. So why would we deny him the fact of acting like an adult when he's probably never going to be one before he passes? Can't we give him this one choice of doing something that he wants in order to help somebody else? He may not live to be 18 to choose his own way. I understand his parents care about him, but to me, it's kind of selfish to not let your kid want to do the one last thing that they want to do. As far as compassionate use goes, I've seen people that have cancer, they could take placebos and last months longer because they have that hope and that happiness instead of stress. Stress is the biggest killer. And if you give somebody to hope for, it gives them something to fight for. Now, I know Caden says he understands that he's terminally ill and he just wants to help somebody. But there's still got to be some kind of hope in Caden's eyes. And I think that that's all we need. And if people weren't willing to try these drugs or use compassionate use, they would have nothing to hope for, and we may not have some of the research for some of the cancers that we have the cures for today without people wanting to try these drugs. If we take that away, then we may lose much more than just a child. So with that being said, I am asking you to allow Caden to make this one decision that he wants more in life than anything, and that is to make his own choice on his own medical decisions. It's not going to hurt anything, and I believe it's his own choice because of the things that he has been through. We're not talking about everybody else that just wants to try a drug. This kid has fought his whole life. I think that makes him a little bit more mature than just a regular 14-year-old. Don't you?